Good. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here today again with our little friend Stormy in our 30 tips for doing correct groundwork for 30 minutes over 30 days. We're visiting for now really the basics of the groundwork, and as mentioned before, horses move in 6 basic maneuvers. They go forward, they go backwards, they move their hind quarters, their bum to the right, to the left, and they move their front quarters to the right and to their left. Everything else, it's a combination of those 6 basic maneuvers. We've been speaking about backing up because that's something that horses don't do so much in nature, as much as the other maneuvers. So we're gonna move to a similar topic, but still just as important or even more. We're gonna start talking about moving the hindquarters of our horse. Now, this is a subject that we could talk about it for months, and there are gonna be parts in the rest of the 30 days groundwork that go back into what we're saying today, into talking about the hindquarters. But in its basic form, when I'm asking my horse, a horse that I never met before, for a beginning of a communication, is to move his bum away from me. And that's really the safest thing you could have with your horse, along with a horse that will back up away from you. I'll try to be first as mechanical as I can, because that's probably the easiest thing for newbies to see what I'm doing when I'm taking the hindquarters. And probably when we will more define what is the hindquarters, if we will go look back what we're doing now, we won't really call it taking the hind. It would just be more move your bum away from me. But for now, all I'm gonna do is having my lead rope in one hand and the tail of the lead rope in the other hand. And I'm gonna position myself roughly just behind of where my stirrups usually are hanging. They're usually hanging here. I'm gonna be just a little bit behind that, because that's gonna be also called behind the balance point. And see, I'm in front. I was slightly in front of the balance point, and he started backing up. So I gotta be behind that balance point. We'll go back to the balance point later. My direction hand, which would be my right one, good boy, got too light for demonstrating. My right hand, which would be my direction hand, will be pointing more or less to where his wither is, to where I will also have my controlling zone as I'm riding. So come on, Storma, wait a second. So just about in this area. My driving hand will be my legs, and will ask my horse to move out in case he doesn't. So I'm gonna start stepping into his space, and see he's not moving out of my space here, so I had to be a little bit firmer. I can start from farther away, from a meter or so, like we were saying yesterday. And what I'm looking for, good, is what you just did, which is no resistance into this lead rope. I don't want to feel that the slack comes off. I like to see his head not doing this, but flexing hopefully 90 degrees without having weight on my hand. Along with the flexion of the head, of course, as the horse is all connected through his spine, those hind will move out of me. So I'll try to ground time. This is gonna be my hands, direction hand. Sorry, we just had a technical problem, so I'll try to come back to where I was, what I was saying. Right, so my hands will try to be my direction hand. In this case, has on the right side of the horse, it will be my right hand, will be roughly where I'll also have my reins here above his wither. My driving hand, in this case my left one, will just here and ready to drive him away from me in case my energy doesn't work. Because I'm gonna raise my energy first, give direction, and if nothing's happening, I'm gonna drive him. At least in this case, with him. Surely, as he's walking away, I'm gonna also walk with him. I'm not just gonna letting him taking his bum away, and I'm gonna just plant my feet on the ground. I'm gonna go with my horse. I'm not gonna chase him. I'm not gonna chase those hinds, but we'll talk about it later, but I'm gonna dance with him. I'm gonna go with him, okay? And how exactly do you wanna walk that's my horse's spine. I want my horse to go that way with his bum. Therefore, I'm gonna walk perpendicular into his rib cage, into the line of the spine. I'm looking for this hind to step underneath in that direction. And of course, I'm not just looking for the horse to move the bum and nothing else, but there will also be some movement here of the front end. But this part, we'll talk about it later, because there is way too much on fire otherwise. So, direction, raise my energy. Good. Now he kind of like stayed here a little bit sleepy while I was talking, so it was a little bit behind my request, but I left him thinking about it, because it wouldn't be fair to just say like, okay, now let's go, Storm. And he's like, wait, what? You weren't talking to me before, and now suddenly you start talking to me and you want me ready, and poof, ready to go. But as I'm gonna ask this exercise to him, I'll see if I can get him to have a little bit quicker response. Direction, energy, drive. Drive, good. I'm gonna really release it here for him, so I can go through what happened. He raised a little bit the head. He was not super sure, so I have to give him that release to tell him this was the right thing to do. So we'll see if now I can do less, way less. You see that hind stepping under, and that's basically what I'm gonna look for. My feet keep stepping into that line that is perpendicular into his spine. It looks like he's walking in a circle. He isn't. Hind quarters is a forward movement, so I don't want my horse to step backwards as I'm asking him to take the hind quarters, but he's not just falling forward. I get short here. There. Very nice and light. The reason why I also have two hands on my lead rope is because as I get short here, I don't want to just pull on his head. I'll do it this way, this side. I don't want to just pull here. I want to draw my lead rope through it. You see, I'm drawing it through it with this hand. So I never get to really pull on him, hopefully. But I'll draw those feet to go where I want them to. This is a very safe exercise you can teach your horses, and no matter what you do, putting a lot of time into and tracking those hindquarters, it's going to help you down the road really a lot, because the power of the horses comes from the hind, right? Good boy. The power comes from the hind, and that's really the basics of, even if you're going to do dressage and you're going to take your horse to do passage, piaffe, quarter pass, half pass, whatever you're going to do with your horse, a pirouette, the power is in the hind. If I get the hindquarters to be as light as I can, those hind are going to be ready once I need them for something that is a little bit more fancy, a little bit more refined. And there can be a lot more that I could say about taking the hind, which I will get back to it. Through the days I'll get back to different points. But for now, if you never did this exercise before, all you gotta do is having a direction hand, a driving hand, and ask your horse